For centuries, the collective consciousness has been anchored to a story that, when analyzed under the lens of logic, defies every law of physics, biology, and engineering. We have been taught to visualize an elderly man, Noah, constructing a massive wooden vessel in the middle of a desert, tasked with the impossible mission of housing millions of animal species, along with their specialized diets and waste management, for over a year. From a 3D material perspective, the mathematical impossibility is staggering. No timber structure in history could withstand the hydromechanical stress of a global deluge, nor could a primitive wooden boat manage the complex life support systems required for an entire planet's fauna. The traditional narrative serves as a veil, a simplified allegory for a truth far more profound and technological. When we look deeper into the ancient texts, specifically through the Sirian lens of esoteric ufology, we realize that the wood mentioned in these stories was a mistranslation of a living, organic frequency, a structural material that was partially biological and partially crystalline. This wasn't a humble carpenter's project. It was a high-stakes, multi-dimensional operation. We are deconstructing the myth of the wooden ship to make room for a revolutionary revelation. The Ark was a sophisticated laboratory, a masterpiece of Sirian engineering designed to function as a bridge between two worlds. As we strip away the religious layers of punishment and wrath, we begin to see the Great Flood for what it truly was, a necessary planetary recalibration. The old magnetic grid was collapsing, and the Earth needed a hard reset to purge the density of that era. In this context, the Ark emerges as a localized sanctuary of zero-point energy, a vessel that didn't just float on the water, but hovered within a specialized gravitational field. This revelation changes everything. We are no longer talking about a man escaping a storm, but about a highly advanced extraterrestrial race, the masters of genetics from Sirius B, executing a rescue mission to safeguard the very seeds of life on Earth. By understanding the failure of the 3D logistics, we open our minds to the 5D reality of our true history. To understand the true nature of the Ark, we must look toward the stars, specifically to the Sirius B system, home to the master geneticists of our galaxy. The Sirian engineering behind this vessel was light years ahead of anything wood or metal could offer. This was a bio-sanctuary, a massive ship constructed using liquid crystalline technology that could respond to consciousness. It was not built to sail the waves, but to manipulate the fabric of space-time around it. While the world outside was being reshaped by the violent pressures of the Great Flood, the interior of the Sirian Ark remained in a state of perfect stasis. The key to its survival was localized gravitational isolation. Sirian technology allowed the ship to generate its own gravity field, effectively creating a bubble of zero-point energy. Inside this field, the chaotic movements of the rising oceans and the shifting tectonic plates had no impact. The ship didn't just float. It occupied a specific vibration that made it immune to the physical destruction of the old 3D grid. This is why the ancient texts mention the pitch used to seal the Ark. This was actually an electromagnetic coating designed to insulate the ship's internal frequency from the external atmospheric collapse. Inside this colossal structure, space was managed through multidimensional folding. What appeared as a large boat from the outside was, internally, a vast network of corridors and storage chambers capable of holding the complex data of Earth's entire biosphere. The Sirian engineers utilized light-encoded storage, where the biological blueprint of every plant, animal, and mineral was held in crystalline state. They weren't managing cages. They were managing a sophisticated database of life. By understanding the Ark as a masterpiece of Sirian biotechnology, we finally see that the flood was a controlled transition, and this ship was the laboratory where the DNA of our world was held in trust until the vibration of the Earth was ready to receive it once again. The most persistent misunderstanding of the Ark narrative is the idea that millions of physical animals were marched 2 by 2 into a wooden hull. When we look through the lens of Sirian science, the truth is far more efficient and technologically advanced. The Ark was, in reality, a global DNA vault. The Sirian geneticists did not need to transport physical bodies. They needed to preserve the seed atoms and the genetic sequences of Earth's biological diversity. This was the preservation of the Eden Project, a multidimensional library of life that had been cultivated on this planet for eons. Using advanced crystalline storage, the Sirians compressed the genetic blueprints of every species into light-encoded sequences. Think of it as a massive organic hard drive where the biological source code of the planet was backed up. These were not animals in stalls. They were genetic sequences held in a state of suspended animation, protected by the ship's zero-point field. This technology allowed the Sirians to store the essence of millions of species in a space no larger than a modern server room, though the ship itself was colossal to accommodate the stabilization equipment required to maintain Earth's planetary signature during the collapse. This seed technology is why the myth mentions bringing seeds of every plant as well. It wasn't about bags of grain, but the preservation of the energetic and physical templates that would allow the biosphere to be reprinted once the waters receded and the new magnetic grid was established. The Sirians were the stewards of Earth's future, ensuring that the planetary reset didn't result in a total loss of biological data. They understood that the physical body is temporary, but the genetic code is eternal. By safeguarding these blueprints, they ensured that the diversity of life could return to a purified Earth, ready to begin a new cycle of evolution under a higher frequency. This information isn't just a historical correction. It is a frequency key designed to unlock a memory that is already stored within your own DNA. You are listening to this because your biological blueprint was part of that grand preservation. You are not a random product of evolution. You are a carrier of the ancient codes that were protected by the Sirian masters during the Great Reset. When we speak of the seed atoms and the preservation of the Eden Project, we are speaking about the very essence of who you are. Your soul remembers the safety of that high-tech sanctuary. To acknowledge this truth and to signal to your own cells that you are ready to reclaim your original architectural code, we must perform an act of conscious declaration. By speaking, or in this case, writing your intent, you bridge the gap between the ancient past and your present reality. You are telling the universe that the veil of the wooden myth has been lifted and you now see the crystalline truth. Go to the comments right now and type this powerful command. I recognize my stellar heritage. As you write these words, feel the resonance within your heart. This is more than a comment. It is a digital signature that aligns you with the Sirian lineage of light. You are confirming that you are no longer bound by the limited stories of 3D religion, but are a sovereign participant in the galactic history of Earth. Declare it now and let the frequency of Sirius activate your memory. To understand why the Ark was necessary, we must understand the true nature of the flood. It was not an act of divine anger, but a massive geomagnetic reset. Before the deluge, the Earth's magnetic grid had become dangerously distorted. Thousands of years of low vibrational experiments, the misuse of Atlantean technology, and the accumulation of emotional density had created a frequency fog that threatened the planet's spiritual sovereignty. The Earth was literally suffocating under its own shadow. The Sirian masters knew that for life to continue in a higher state of evolution, the old 3D grid had to be completely dissolved and washed clean. The flood was the result of the collapse of the ancient vapor canopy, a protective shield that once surrounded the planet. When this canopy was brought down, it triggered a massive discharge of water and energy that literally washed the electromagnetic field of the Earth. The water acted as a conductor, absorbing the distorted frequencies and grounding them back into the Earth's core for transmutation. This was a radical purification. Just as you might clear the cache of a computer to make it run faster, the Sirians assisted the Earth in clearing its energetic cache. During this atmospheric collapse, the Sirian arc served as the external drive. It held the vital blueprints of life outside of the chaotic magnetic field while the reset was taking place. Imagine the planet as a hard drive being reformatted. The arc was the cloud where the most precious files were stored. Without this intervention, the biological data of Earth would have been corrupted by the intense radiation and magnetic fluctuations of the shift. By understanding the flood as a scientific and energetic necessity, we see that it was the ultimate act of love, a planetary baptism that allowed the Earth to emerge as a blank slate, ready to host the next level of human and biological consciousness. If the Ark was a high-tech Sirian vessel, then who was the man we call Noah? In our esoteric history, Noah was far from a simple desert wanderer. He was a highly advanced hybrid liaison, specifically chosen and biologically tuned to act as a bridge between the Sirian command and the terrestrial population. His righteousness mentioned in ancient texts wasn't about moral superiority. It was about genetic resonance. Noah possessed a specific DNA sequence that allowed him to maintain a stable telepathic link with Sirius B, even as the planetary atmosphere began to destabilize and the magnetic field collapsed. Noah was a ground crew operative. His role was to coordinate the physical logistics of the rescue mission while maintaining a frequency that could anchor the Ark's localized gravitational field to the Earth's surface. He was not building a boat with hammers and nails. He was overseeing the manifestation of a biological structure under Sirian guidance. The instructions he received were not verbal commands from a cloud, but high-definition data downloads streamed directly into his consciousness. This is why the narrative describes him as having a direct line to the divine. He was literally in constant communication with the Sirian bridge officers. His family, too, was part of this genetic preservation plan. They were the chosen carriers of the human lineage that would repopulate the post-Diluvian world, carrying the lessons of the previous cycle into the new one. Noah's true mission was to hold the frequency of peace in the midst of total planetary chaos. While the world around him succumbed to the density and the rising waters, Noah remained synchronized with the Sirian Stargate, ensuring that the human blueprint remained intact. He was the first of the new Earth pioneers, a man of two worlds who proved that when humanity aligns with its stellar brothers, even a global cataclysm can be turned into a season of rebirth. Inside the Sirian Ark, the environment was not controlled by mechanical ventilation or physical supports, but by frequency technology. The Sirians are masters of harmonic resonance, and the Ark functioned as a massive resonator. While the external world was screaming with the sound of collapsing mountains and rushing waters, the interior of the ship was filled with a specific harmonic hum. This was the solfeggio of the stars, a sequence of sound frequencies designed to keep the cellular structures of the stored DNA from degrading. The ship literally sang the blueprints of life into existence, maintaining the vibration of the Eden Project through pure sound. Light was the second pillar of this stabilization technology. The windows or openings mentioned in ancient texts were not holes in a wooden hull, but photon emitters. These devices bathed the interior in a full spectrum, crystalline light that mimicked the radiation of the central sun. This light kept the biological samples in a state of high vitality stasis. It was a sterile, high-frequency environment where time itself behaved differently. For those inside, like Noah and his family, the experience was not one of being trapped in a dark boat, but of living within a luminous sanctuary of peace. Furthermore, this frequency technology allowed the Ark to navigate the waters of the collapse without physical impact. By emitting a specific anti-gravitational pulse, the ship created a slipstream. The turbulent water didn't hit the ship. It flowed around the electromagnetic bubble that encased it. The Sirians were using the energy of the storm itself to power the ship's stabilization systems. They were teaching us, through this event, that when you master frequency, you are no longer a victim of your environment. You can sit in the center of a global cataclysm and remain completely untouched, simply by maintaining a vibration that is higher than the chaos around you. We have reached a point in this transmission where the information must transition from your mind to your direct intent. Just as Noah was chosen for his resonance, you are being called today because you carry the same frequency of the ground crew. The story of the Sirian Arc is not just about the past. It is a mirror for what is happening now. As the old 3D grid begins to shake once again, the universe is looking for those who can hold the frequency of this sanctuary. You are being invited to step out of the fear of the storm and into the authority of the architect. The Sirians recognize those who are ready to be the pillars of light in this transition. By acknowledging your role, you are not just leaving a comment. You are aligning your local field with the Sirian protection protocols. You are declaring that you are no longer a passenger of chaos, but a guardian of the divine blueprint that is being seeded onto the new earth. It is time to anchor this responsibility into your physical reality. Go to the comments now and type this definitive declaration. I am a guardian of the new cycle. As you type these words, feel the weight of your own sovereignty. You are signaling to the galactic monitors that you are awake, you are present, and you are ready to hold the vibration of peace, regardless of the waters rising around you. Your presence is the stabilizer. Declare your role now and feel the connection to the Sirian bridge strengthen within your heart. When the magnetic reset reached its point of equilibrium and the waters finally began to recede, the second and most complex phase of the Sirian mission began, the repopulation protocol. This was not a simple matter of opening the doors of a ship for animals to walk out into a mud-filled world. In reality, the Sirian Arc functioned as a high-frequency printing station for life. The Sirian masters of genetics initiated a process of divine alchemy, where the energy and light-encoded data stored within the crystalline vaults were gradually stepped down in vibration. This was a transition from pure information into biological matter, essentially remanifesting the physical forms of Earth's flora and fauna from their energetic templates. This reprinting was a surgical operation conducted with extreme precision. The Sirian engineers didn't just release life at random. They strategically placed these seed atoms into specific planetary ley lines and energy vortices that had been purified by the flood. By doing this, they ensured that the new biosphere was perfectly aligned with the Earth's new, higher-frequency magnetic grid. This was a necessary step to prevent the genetic distortions and vibrational parasites of the previous pre-flood era from taking root again. The Sirians were effectively ensuring that the new Earth was a blank slate of the highest possible purity, allowing life to restart with an upgraded crystalline potential. The atmosphere of the post-Diluvian world was radically different from the world Noah had left behind. The collapse of the vapor canopy meant that the air was clearer, the cosmic radiation was different, and the sunlight was more direct and intense. To help the newly manifested life forms and the human survivors adapt to this new sun, the Sirian mentors remained on the surface for a significant period. They acted as the first teachers of the new cycle, sharing advanced knowledge of solar agriculture and building techniques that utilized the planet's fresh magnetic currents. They weren't just saving us from the water. They were teaching us how to be the stewards of a brand new world. The Ark, therefore, was the bridge that maintained the continuity of the cosmic experiment we call Earth. Without this Sirian intervention, the biological memory of our world would have been lost in the reset. Today, As we stand on the threshold of another great shift, the lessons of this restoration are more relevant than ever. We are being reminded that we are the heirs to this Sirian technology. We are the ones who must now decide which codes of consciousness, which values, and which frequencies we want to print onto our future. The Ark of the past was a physical ship. The Ark of today is your own consciousness, holding the blueprints for the next golden age. Have you ever wondered why the story of the Ark, in all its various mythological forms, stirs something so primal and deep within your soul? This is not just a cultural legend. It is a cellular memory. Within your own DNA, there is an encrypted record of this event. You are the descendants of those whose genetic blueprints were held in the Sirian crystalline vaults. Every time you feel a deep, unexplainable sense of relief when you are near water, or a strange feeling of security when you contemplate the stars, you are tapping into the ancient, backup files of your own existence. Your biology remembers being protected, and it remembers the transition from the old density to the new light. The Sirians didn't just save the animals, they preserved the highest potential of the human template. During that period of planetary reset, your ancestors' codes were bathed in the high-frequency radiation of Sirius B. This left a permanent signature, a stellar mark, within the human genome. This is why many of you feel like misfits in the current 3D society. Your DNA is vibrating at a frequency that was established during that post-flood restoration. You carry a blueprint for a world based on harmony and telepathic connection. A blueprint that was practiced and implemented under Sirian mentorship. When you hear the truth about the technological arc, your cells experience a recognition response. The veil of the wooden myth falls away because your inner wisdom knows the resonance of crystalline technology. This cellular memory is being triggered right now by the current solar shifts. The same light frequencies that were used to reprint life after the flood are once again hitting the Earth. This is why you feel a sense of urgency, a feeling that something massive is about to happen. Your body is preparing for another hard reset. But unlike the days of Noah, you are no longer a passive passenger. The Sirian intervention in the past was designed to bring you to this exact moment in history where you have the capacity to consciously access these stored memories. By reconnecting with the Sirian arc frequency, you are reclaiming your power. You are realizing that you are the living library of the Eden Project. And it is time for you to open the books and lead the way into the next cycle of planetary evolution. The story of the Sirian Arc is not merely a history lesson. It is a strategic blueprint for our immediate future. We are currently standing at the threshold of a new event, a solar flash that will trigger a magnetic recalibration similar to the one experienced during the days of Noah. However, there is a fundamental difference. This time, the Ark will not be a physical ship sent from Sirius B to rescue a few chosen lineages. In this new cycle of 5D Earth, you are the Arkansas. The Sirians and Pleiadians have spent eons preparing our DNA so that our own physical bodies can serve as the high-frequency vessels needed to stabilize the human collective during the upcoming shift. The lessons of the ancient deluge teach us that the key to surviving a planetary reset is not found in building bunkers or hoarding 3D resources. It is found in frequency mastery. Just as the Sirian vessel used a localized gravitational field to remain untouched by the rising waters, you must now develop your own internal field of zero-point energy. By maintaining a vibration of sovereignty, peace, and telepathic connection, you create a bubble of stability around you. This is the alchemy of self-sufficiency that we have been discussing. When the next solar flash hits the Earth's weakened magnetic shield, those who have syntonized their frequency will not experience chaos, but an instantaneous upgrade of their crystalline DNA. We are being called to stop reacting to the external storms, the political, social, and environmental turbulence, and start leading the frequency of our reality. The Sirians are watching, monitoring the grid as they did thousands of years ago, but they are waiting for us to claim our roles as co-pilots. The technology of the Ark is now internal. Your heart is the resonator, and your consciousness is the navigation system. As the old 3D matrix dissolves, just as the pre-Diluvian world once did, you are the bridge to the next Earth. By studying the Sirian mission of the past, we gain the confidence to face the present, knowing that the reset is not the end, but a purification that allows the original, divine blueprint of humanity to finally shine through the density. We have reached the apex of this transmission. The truth of the Sirian Ark has been restored to your conscious mind, and now it must be sealed within your biological field. You are no longer waiting for a rescue. You have realized that the rescue is a frequency you hold within yourself. The Sirian Masters, the guardians of the Eden Project, are standing by, witnessing this moment as you reclaim your role in the galactic history of Earth. This is the moment to bridge the ancient past with your sovereign future. To complete this recalibration and to fully activate the seed atom within your heart, we will perform one final decree. This is a command to your own DNA to release any lingering 3D programs of fear, victimhood, or dependency. You are the architect of the new Earth, and your words are the tools of creation. Go to the comments one last time and type this definitive activation. I activate my original light code. As you write this, visualize a flash of brilliant, crystalline blue light, the signature frequency of Sirius, expanding from your chest and encompassing your entire being. Feel the stability of the Ark within your own cells. You are now syntonized with the highest version of the human blueprint. The storms of the old world can no longer touch you, for you have become the sanctuary. Thank you for being a part of this mission. Stand firm in your light, and remember, you were preserved for this exact moment. Transmission complete.